Hi folks, this is Jeanine and this is the seventh video in our bodies series. It may be the last. You could look for an eighth just in case I add one later. So the topic is our bodies love divine blueprint syncing. And this is something that I discovered when I was doing the TAT for my eyes and talking to my eyes, which previously had glaucoma, about how there was a time when I really didn't want to see what was happening in my life, but that was no longer true, and I was grateful for what my eyes had done for me and wanted to support them in healing. And as I was doing the TAT, I had this thought to invite my eyes to look around and find their divine blueprint, their template for the perfection of who they are. And I can't actually tell you how I knew to do that, but I did. And so I had my eyes look around and find it, and then I invited them to sync up with it, like you would sync your phone with your computer. And this was one of the many processes that I used that I later discovered that I had gotten all my peripheral vision back, which even if I had taken glaucoma drops, which I did not, um, people who take the drops don't get the vision back. It just doesn't continue to get worse necessarily. So anyway, so that is one story. And then I want to tell you another story. Um, I was in a bad car accident and I, um, I actually had a concussion for 5 months. And it also really hurt my hips and kind of pelvis area. And sometimes I would stand up and my legs would just crumble underneath me. I couldn't hold up. And um, apparently the ligaments had gotten loose in the process. And both at that time, my osteopath and my chiropractor eventually said that they felt that I might need to have something called prolotherapy. And as I understood it, it was using some kind of a chemical that would cause scar tissue and therefore would tighten up the ligaments. I believe it's the ligaments. And I I thought that sounded a lot to me like um, if you have back trouble fusing vertebrae, and I just didn't want to do that. I wanted to still have full use of my body, but I didn't want to have myself, crumbling and not being able to function. So I did. I talked to my chiropractor, and she said, "Well, there's this one person, some kind of a body worker, who has had success with the kind of situation that I had." And so she gave me the contact information, and I called the person. And she sounded wonderful, but it was going to be $240 for the first visit and probably a good number of visits after that. And I wasn't feeling like I was in a financial position to do that. So I got off the phone and I lay down on my couch and I said to my body that yes, I know this has happened. And I believe I was in the TAT pose. This was several years ago. I know this has happened. I understand that that the ligaments have been too loose and it's been causing my pelvis hip area to kind of go out of joint, and said that I wasn't going to do this other technique. And I said, but you have a divine blueprint. I had since learned that divine grace angels refer to it as a Purusha. So I said, I just want you to look around and find your divine blueprint. And then I gave that area of my body time to find it. And I said, okay, and when you find it, I want you to sync up with that beautiful divine blueprint the same way I sync my phone with my computer. And I lay on the couch for about 20 minutes. When I got up, I was okay, and those joints have not gone out since. And that would have been at least 2 years ago. I think it's probably more like 3 years ago. But it was going out frequently, like several times a month. So it's such a beautiful thing. And I want to share that I have a process that I call love letters to our bodies. And I use that method. It's some TAT and that method and various other aspects in the process when I do that love letters to our bodies. So if that's something you're curious about, you can go to my website. I'll post it here. It's compassions-doorway.com. And I wish you all the best in your wonderful communication with your body, your gratitude, and all the possibilities for vibrant health and joy and a wonderful life. Thanks.